Hey folks, Jim here from Tobacco Solutions, and thanks for tuning in. You know, every time eLeaf comes out with a new iStick, you know it's guaranteed to be a good product. And the TC 200 watt is absolutely no exception. It's fantastic. Now, I was supposed to do this review about a month ago, but my wife and I decided to go to Moab, Utah to do a little bit of off-roading. I did bring it with me. I did use it the whole time I was over there. But, you know, we decided to go out and have a little vacation. And if you've never been to Moab, Utah, and you enjoy the outdoors, I definitely suggest you guys to at least visit there once in your life. But don't go in June, unless you like temperatures hovering around 110 degrees. It was absolutely brutal, but we did have a great time. So I know there's a lot of reviews out there right now. There's been about 2 months worth of reviews on the TC 200 watt from iStick. But hopefully this one will give you some additional details that you may not have found in the other reviews. So keep watching. So instead of doing any kind of unboxing, I'll just tell you what comes with your actual kit, which is not much at all. You get your TC 200 watt without your batteries, you get an instruction booklet, and you get a USB cable. Now this cable is not intended to charge, even though you have a micro USB port over here. It's not intended to charge your batteries. Instead, it's used for your firmware because this is firmware upgradable, and that's the main purpose for it. They don't suggest that you use it to charge your batteries. But I'll admit to you, when I was out in Moab, Utah, I didn't have my battery chargers with me, and I did use it to charge the batteries, and it worked fine. But there's a suggestion there in the instruction booklet stating not to use it for charging purposes. Let's start taking a closer look at the iStick 200 watt TC. Over here on the bottom, as you can see right over here, you do have some ventilation holes for your batteries. To get to your battery compartment, you got to push this little lever to your right to open it up. And then it's pretty easy to put your batteries in. And there's a couple different ways that, well actually there's various ways that they show you how the batteries go in. As you can see right here on the cap, it has negative, positive, negative written there. And just in case you missed that, if you look inside, you can see where it shows positive, negative, and positive down there on the bottom. So you know, unless you're totally blind, you really can't make a mistake. As a matter of fact, I see another one over here. It shows negative, positive, and negative. So there's 3 different indicators there that tells you how the batteries need to go in. And as a reminder, your 18650 batteries are not including in this kit. And I believe they want you to get at least 3 batteries that push out 25 amps consistently. Go ahead and shutting this thing. You shut it the same way. You got to pull that lever up to snap it into place. Now this is 510 spring loaded, and what we'll do now is we'll go over the OLED features on the iStick 200 watt. Now what I forgot to mention is that when you put your 3 batteries in there, it's very important that you inspect each of those batteries to make sure that none of them have any kind of torn casings. You've got 3 batteries in close proximity to each other inside the iStick 200 watt. If they start touching each other with torn casings, you run the risk of having a little fire going there. So you don't want that to happen at all. Make sure that they're all in really good tip-top shape. So going into the OLED display, you've got a bunch of indicators here. Obviously up there on top, you do have your resistance reading. You have your voltage underneath that. To the left of that, you have your battery life indicator. And then you have your wattage display right here. You have a plus and minus button, and those are used to adjust your temperature or your wattage. You have your firing button right here. You have your mode selector, so to select between variable wattage. You could also select the various temperature control settings. And then you, like we talked earlier, we have a USB input. Looking at the design, it looks kind of similar to the Wismec RX200. There are some slight differences. The main one being that the old display on the Wismec 200 is more on the side, the fin side of the box mod, as opposed to the iStick 200 watt where it's on the flat, wider side of it. It's designed like this on purpose, and it's 5-sided, so I don't know if you'd call it, it's not an octagon, right, because it's 5 sides, so we'll call it a 5-dagon. But it's designed like this for a reason. As you can see, it's built like that in the shape of the way your hand would hold the device. So it's got an ergonomic feel to it, and it's designed for your thumb to use for the firing button. On the Wismec 200, it being on the side, you can use your index finger or your thumb. This is designed specifically for your thumb. Now, right now we're in variable wattage mode. To go into temperature control, you're going to press your mode button one time, and you go into your nickel mode setting on your temperature control. Now, as far as your TC mode, you've got temperatures ranging between 100 to 315 degrees Fahrenheit. 315 degrees Celsius, or 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Your temperature control resistance ranges from 0.05 ohm to 1.5 ohm. When you're in temperature control mode, you can still adjust your wattage. You have to press your mode button and your plus or minus at the same time. If you want to increase it, press the plus. To bring your wattage down, press the minus. Okay, right now we're in nickel mode. Let's go into titanium by pressing the mode button one more time. We're now in titanium mode. All the buttons work the same way between nickel and titanium. You also have stainless steel settings. And then you have 3 other settings for your temperature coefficient. You have M1, M2, and M3. And you press it one more time, it brings you into your variable wattage mode. Now, when you're in variable wattage, you do have your resistance that could range between 0.1 ohm to 3.5 ohm for your coils. Now, there are a lot of other features that come with your iStick 200 watt TC. You could go into stealth mode where you could actually turn off your OLED display and vape that way. Or you can even flip the display to face the other direction, depending on whether you're right-handed or you're left-handed. Numerous safety features that come with it. So many that I'm not even going to list them because they're just a lot of them. It's very well made, just like all the iStick products that are out there. It's a little big. That's one of the main things. And since you got 3 batteries in there, it's kind of heavy. But I guess the most important thing is, how does it vape? And just to let you know, right now I'm using a Smoke TF RTA G2, Smoke, whatever you want to call it. Both of these things I got from Direct Vapor for the purpose of this review. This is a 200 watt mod, extremely powerful, and it's pretty inexpensive. You could get this in various different places for less than $45. So you're getting a very good bargain when it comes to this mod. But how does she vape? Let's find out. It vapes pretty good, as you can see. Like I said, I took this to Moab, Utah with me. I used it exclusively. It's very durable. I actually dropped it a few times. You may be able to see a couple nicks over there. Still works phenomenally. No problems at all. The one issue that I actually did have that I noticed with it that I don't think I saw in any of the reviews is the position of this firing button. It being on the flat side where you got to use your thumb, I noticed that if I'm doing multiple different things, holding the box mod and maybe lifting something or opening something up, I'm inadvertently setting off the firing button. I did notice that quite a bit. I think if it was located like on the Wismec RX200 on the side, that probably wouldn't happen as much. So you are going, if you do get this, you are going to notice that occasionally you're going to accidentally fire your box mod. So just keep that in mind. But overall, I think it's fantastic. The batteries in here last an extremely long time. I vape a lot, and this thing will last me almost 2 days. Almost 2 days without having to recharge it. So that's fantastic, especially when you're out on vacation somewhere and you don't have your battery charger with you. I hope you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you got something out of this that maybe you didn't get with the other ones. I do appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.